let's get right into this week. It's going to be very volatile this week. It's going to be a pretty tough movements all throughout the week. We got jobless claims. We have the Federal Reserve interest rate hike. We have earnings everywhere. We have McDonald's earnings. We have Starbucks, Apple, Amazon, Google, everything that's under the sun. We got Meta, Waste Management. There's so much going on this week, especially with this SPY breakdown. This is the weekly trend. This is the SPY. We finally broke that downtrend, and this has been over, 18 months, back in January 3rd. So I guess it's been over a year since we've been in this downtrend. So that's pretty crazy. We finally broke it, but most of the time when you see a breakout like this, it retests that downtrend. So I'm currently in QQQ puts, especially with the interest rate hike. I think that this is just a bear market rally, to be honest, and it didn't respect that downtrend, but I don't think that this is going to hold. We're going to really find out when Amazon and Apple release, but I just don't think this is going to hold. I think that the tech sector takes a much bigger hit with interest rate hikes, and we're getting another one. So I think that a lot of people are going to start selling off early on in the week with those hikes coming up. We might see some bullish activity, but every time we break this downtrend, like I said, a lot of people and a lot of sellers will come back in, or people will take their profit off this break. It was a nice short squeeze, but most of the time we come back and test if we want to bounce. So this could be a nice little $8 to $9 drop for this retest on the weekly. So I'm in some QQQ puts, especially because of the interest rate hikes that we're having as well. And I just don't believe in the economy right now. I think that we're in a worse stage than most people think. We bounced off this 260 nicely and ran all the way up to 300. So pretty great bullish activity, but I'm in some QQQ puts for this pullback. And I also think that the SPY probably has some pullback in it too. So might get some extra rally up to this 410, 420. It looks like we rejected this 410 a couple times. We might test that 410 and then come back down. That's my next resistance point, is at this 410 level where it rejected before on December. So that could be another resistance point at this 410 level. And then it hasn't really touched this Bollinger Band yet. So if we still have activity above 410, it could hit this like 415-ish, 420-ish. But like I said, most of the time when you break, you come back down a retest, and especially with the earnings and interest rate hikes this week, it could get pretty brutal very fast. So I'm watching that. I am watching Amazon as well. It broke that $100 level, and Tesla, if anybody saw Tesla, it went crazy. It went up from $100 all the way up to $180 in a short amount of time. So I'm feeling like Amazon, after I got that brutal kick, this little downtrend we're facing right here, we could see Amazon at 120 again. That would be in a pretty incredible situation. So I might look into this for earnings. I might play an earnings run-up if the market is actually green. I don't think it's going to be green, but could be a great swing play into earnings. Catch the earnings run-up, and then, these 120 calls could be a home run. Same with Tesla. Tesla calls, you can already see it down here. I have it pulled up. It's crazy. These were $33 a piece. Could have paid $33 and made $1,200. So if you bought 10 of those, $330 into $14,000 at the top. Crazy gains for Tesla. I don't expect Amazon to do that same thing, but it does have room up to this 120 level. So watch out for Amazon. It could be a great return, especially if they crush it on earnings. I personally don't believe in the economy, but maybe. One of the biggest shorts that I'm watching after all this craziness calms down is NVIDIA. AMD has earnings this week as well, so NVIDIA on a pullback here. Looks like we're squeezing. We broke that downtrend, and we just kept going. So went right from 140 to 203 in 4 weeks. So I don't know if this is going to hold much longer. I'm looking for some downside here on the video once it starts to slow down. Same with Tesla, honestly. That's a pretty big buy candle on the weekly, and on the daily chart, that's just insane. So looks like a lot of volume here on the squeeze, so it might still have some room up to 200, but be careful of the pullback on that one. Watching the Amazon potential run up, but I'm scared of interest rate hikes that happen on Wednesday. So I'm looking for QQQ puts, come back, maybe down to retest this 290-ish, 285 would be great. That would be a great home run, but I have in the money calls or puts, 297 QQQ puts for a couple weeks out. So could be great. It's going to be a really weird week with all the earnings and all the data sets coming out, but Wednesday is the biggest day with interest rate hikes. So get out there and hopefully you make some money, but be careful.